You don't need to be famous to get a Spirit of Excellence Award, or you could be famous and get a Spirit of Excellence Award. It seems to me that it talks about people who are really in the fiber of this community, people who have given a lot of themselves, and not just in the last months or the last year or even the last couple of years, but over a period of years. People for whom it could easily be said this community would be much poorer without this person.
Mountain of trash, waste, sad.
Most of us get a little upset about environmental problems, but Edmund Benson does something about them. 8 years ago, Ed decided to uncover the source of the horrible smell permeating his West Dade neighborhood. Where was that stench coming from? He discovered the Miami Monster, Dade County's solid waste incinerator, and he went to work.
It was a disaster zone. There was smoke and fire and rats and filth. You couldn't get out of the car and just walk. I mean, you would have had to slog through this unbelievable petulance.
His crusade started quite simply. His wife, Susan, of 23 years, had been complaining of respiratory problems. She was coughing, she was miserable.
She said, "Ed, isn't there anything you can do about this problem?" And the rest is history.
Ed's love for his wife reaped tremendous benefits for the rest of the community. But Ed didn't stop there. He was a man who knew too much.
We're living in a danger zone. I don't care that Carlos builds 50 of these. There is no way in this world that this place is ever going to be safe to live around.
In 1984, Carlos Campos acquired a medical waste incinerator in poor condition. Shortly thereafter, he got a visit from Ed Benson. According to Ed, the facility was a Civil War-era firepot.
He had the facility shut down in 1984, the original facility. We were out of business. You know, a lot of these things today get very emotional. Mr. Benson takes a very pragmatic approach to it, but no way that you're going to slip on him. He's definitely a tireless individual. Mr. Benson has constantly been monitoring us and making sure that we're doing a good job out there, and very sternly insisting upon improvements on the emissions and the material handling and things along those lines at our facility.
And Ed is informed. What he doesn't know, he finds out.
You saw in the waiting room what they're burning. They're burning plastic. You burn plastic and yard waste, you create dioxin. As far as I'm concerned, it just isn't safe.
And Carlos Campos is listening.
When I visit Carlos Campos and he's really concerned about scrubbers and filters, I know I'm making a difference.
Ed is probably best known for cleaning up the Miami Monster. But to call him an environmentalist is to lose perspective on this man, who has a much larger picture in mind.
The incinerator is only a symbol of the kind of things that he is involved in. I think he's concerned with the quality of human life. I think he's also concerned with preserving something not only for himself and the rest of the community, but for our children and our grandchildren.
Commissioner Sherman Wynn has seen Ed in action since the early 1980s.
So if I keep talking, you're going to find out Ed Benson has 15, 20 projects going on. Not many people have that, or care about it, and do it for the amount of money that Ed Benson gets, which is nil.
Ed fans out into the community to fix the wrongs, to make them right. With Commissioner Harvey Rubin, Ed began Dade's curbside recycling program, the largest in the country, reaching 225,000 homes. And in Ed's quest for a healthier society, he has reached Dade's schools. He wants Dade's kids to eat more nutritious food. Through the Nutrition Task Force, he's helping make those changes.
He is an extremely strong individual who masks that strength behind a very gentle, humanistic kind of approach. I've never heard Ed raise his voice or pound his fist or